Morning, everyone. Welcome to this morning's edition of the NBC Markets Morning Call, 16th of January 2026. Chip stocks led the market higher, or should I say TSMC's earnings result led the chip stocks higher, which dragged the broader market higher. As Trump eased on potential of boots on the ground in Iran, and he met with Denmark officials, and he's confident on Greenland. His definition of confident possibly very different to every other diplomat and politician in the world. Look, the TSMC result was or Taiwan Semiconductors, which is the foundational chip maker, makes nearly 100% really of all of the high-grade chips, particularly all of Nvidia's and things. They rose over 5%. Company reported stronger than expected fourth quarter profits on booming demand for AI chips. Their net profit hit a record of $16 billion. Revenue rose to $33 billion. And they beat on EPS as well by, I think they were expecting 290. They got 304 or something around that line, those lines. They're going to have to expand capacity for AI chips, particularly overseas, and they're I would imagine for the benefit of Trump. They've said that they're really focusing on their US operations because there's been a 25% tariff imposed on certain advanced chips in recent days, which everyone's just going to have to pay. But there's a bunch of different rules with it as well. It'll have limited impact because most of the producers do have US-based facilities. And TSMC is playing the game by telling Trump that they're going to ramp it up in the US. So wouldn't imagine it'll make too much difference. As you can see, that helped all the chip stocks broadly. This in this section here, Nvidia, Broadcom, AMD, all up 1% to 2%. Apart from that, I mean, Eli Lilly drifted off. I didn't see a news story there for those, but I mean, the healthcare sector was a little bit weaker. But look, I mean, Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs rallied. Citigroup made a bit of a bounce back as well. But Goldman's and Morgan Stanley both beat on top and bottom lines, and so did BlackRock. I think they avoided using the word Bitcoin, but they called it their digital assets ETFs, but they were very strong inflows, and very much featured in their reporting. But I think Goldman's and Morgan Stanley obviously beating overnight to sort of stem the bleeding from the initial guys who disappointed the market overall. So that's given it a little bit of stability there, we sort of headed not hugely higher, but the Dow's up 0.7, the S&P 0.23, Nasdaq 0.3, the Russell was up 0.77. We had an okay day yesterday, up about 0.5%. The Nikkei's probably done the best for the week, but but it's more that broader. The Russell with the small caps index making a pretty good advance there in the US overall, and we've been pretty good at up 1.6. As the commodities sort of rallied, and we've had some strength in the likes of BHP, which is getting close to retaking over. CBA is the largest contributor to the ASX 200. And thank the Lord, I won't have to answer stupid questions about CBA on media again and why it's so high. Look, as far as commodities go, everything had a bit of a breather basically overnight. Gold, silver, copper, platinum, and crude all drifted off anywhere from 0.5% to 1.5%. It's been a pretty good week overall. Look, gold's up 3%, silver up. And silver got belted in mid-session and our session, so we'll see the silver stocks probably rally a little bit this morning on the ASX because we were probably about $3 to $4 lower. It's been extraordinarily volatile in silver, but up 20% for the week. Copper up 3%, platinum up 6%, looking very cheap. Platinum, crude up 1%. Coal's sort of grinding out a bit of a result lately, up 3.4%. lithium up 7.5%, uranium up 7%, and then Bitcoin up 4%. So yeah, it's bit of a breather and some consolidation. It does seem to be, the Asian session yesterday, they were hit pretty hard, and then it did bounce back and showed a bit of resilience. So it'll be interesting to see, what happens next week. I probably don't expect another week, particularly for silver, of 20%, but I do think it probably will look at going and hunting for that $100 mark at some stage, I would imagine. So bunch of sort of small guys in terms of the US market reporting tonight. Next week we've got Netflix on Tuesday. 3M might be slightly interesting as well. Johnson & Johnson on Wednesday. Charles Schwab, which is one of the biggest brokers in the US, will be next Wednesday as well. We got GE Aerospace on Thursday, Intuitive Surgical, and Intel and Procter & Gamble on the Thursday, and Freeport-McMoRan, which will be an interesting one, the copper miner there as well, one of the world's biggest, if not the world's biggest copper miner. So earnings season starts to really heat up next week. And then the following week, you're going to start to see those really big names from the Mag 7, the Microsofts and the Googles, and etc. So that'll be leading into what will be a long weekend for Australia that following Monday. But we will market, and people, more and more people will start to return to work. Volumes will start to lift next week. So Market Outlook webinar was yesterday. You can get your copy of it. It's now on YouTube as well. Just go and subscribe to our YouTube channels. It's there in the webinars section, which is at NPC Markets. Or you can get your free 1 month trial of Mosaic. Just go to nbcmarkets.com.au/Mosaic, and you can get US stock recommendations, Aussie stock recommendations, structured investment recommendations, all of our content, all of our podcasts, all of our news, delivered to your smartphone or on your desktop, and all in one place, and not bombarded with a bunch of useless stuff. It's all as per most of our content, or nearly all of our content. It's all very actionable and all very relevant. We're not economists, we're realists. So, but look, I would expect a pretty quiet day on the ASX today. The SPY was off small, 20 odd points. But we will maybe a bit of a recovery in the tech sector and the banking sector today, potentially after a so-so week in those guys. But overall, I think we'll probably end the week with a whimper rather than a bang. So won't be much to do. But if you want to listen to our weekly wrap up of markets, bulls versus bears, also on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Myself, Jonathan Takadena, Kai Chen, just wrapping up the week and focusing on an investment theme. Which this week will be what the hell is Trump doing in Greenland, and sort of digging down into that and seeing who the potential beneficiaries could be, and get you on your merry way to actually finding some investable ideas out of these situations, rather than just the news. So have a great day, everyone. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your holidays if you're still on holidays, and we will speak again on Monday. General advice warning. The content presented in this presentation is intended for informational purposes only and provides general advice only. It does not take into account your personal objectives, financial situation, or specific needs. This information should not be the sole resource when making investment decisions. We strongly recommend you seek the advice of a financial professional.